This is my 30-year retrospective from 1981 to 2011, and I have probably one or two pieces from each of those years here. And this piece right here is the very first piece I had professionally exhibited in 1981. It's called Waiting, and it's very serene, and it sort of represents the way I was feeling in those days. I was sort of waiting to see what would happen in my art life. And this whole area here, this gallery area, is very serene and very quiet because this year we had that 9/11 theme. This one here is Chaos. Chaos is a tribute to 9/11. It's sort of, to me, it represented all things coming together and breaking down, and that I did in 2001, actually the year of 9/11, the original year. And I'm showing this actually, I reworked it for the tribute. Twin Goddesses, homage to the Twin Towers. And it's supposed to be sort of a very spiritual piece. It sort of floats in the air. You can blow on. And when the wind comes or the breezes come, they sort of sway in the breezes, and it's sort of a very quiet and spiritual type of tribute. This piece here is called Head of Woman, and this was this was the rocking chair that I got when I was pregnant with my very first child, and I had it for many years, and then probably around 20 years later, someone sat on it and it completely broke and smashed. So I didn't want to throw it away, and I was, it sort of, when it collapsed, I kind of looked at it and I said, "Whoa, nice wood," and I turned it into the head of a woman, which is the head of my daughter. If you notice, like the eyes, the nose, the hair, especially the hair. I'm always very, I like working with the waves and the textures and the flow of the hair. So this is called Head of Woman. And this one here is called Celestial Window. And I did a whole series of these. They're actually on wood. This is wood. I made a wood structure, and then I painted all my own papers, you know, acid-free papers. I just painted paper after paper after paper. When I got all my colors and papers, then I made my design, and then I cut the papers and made the collage. Also, there's some drawing and some stenciling, but basically it's collage. And this one here is one of my very latest pieces. It's called Brooklyn Salt Marsh. I'm working with natural woods, light and dark, caning, and it's sort of like the grasses of the marsh and little creatures. Very sort of playful. I love walking in the Brooklyn Salt Marsh. It's a very nice place to meditate. So this is the largest piece that I've done. It's a triptych. It's called New York City Morning, Noon, and Night. And this was also like mid-80s. The morning represents sort of the morning light. In the afternoon, this bright light. And this is the Brooklyn Bridge, my favorite bridge, and the docks and the water. And the night is the moon and the buildings and what goes under the subway and so on and so forth. And all the busy little pieces around there represents traffic congestion. This is called Divisible. It's almost like a shaped canvas, but it's three-dimensional. And I started breaking out of the frame, and also during this time I sort of opened up sometimes the space in here. See, look, opened up a negative space in here, and I like the shadows so much that I said, let me sort of work on that. So then I developed a series of pieces with the layering of the shadows. That's what I did for quite a number of years. It's either white on white, or, and this one's black on black. This is called Silhouette Dancer. I did many, many pieces with the black on black layering. And this piece actually was the only piece that ever fell off the wall. When we were putting it up on a very heavy hook, something happened because of the flooding here. The wall was weak, And it fell on the floor, and it hit this part here. And this sort of came, and this all fell forward. And this sort of smashed. So when I took it home, and I put this back on, and this piece that smashed, I put on with one little nail, and now I can make it like this if I want to store it, or I could just move it. So I discovered a new way to do things by pivoting different areas, and I want to use that now on my different pieces. So I'm happy about that. Learned something new. This is called preening. Pretty girl preening, taking so much care and pride. Comb your lovely hair. This is Sea Visions. And sometimes I do an experimental piece, just to try different things, and that sort of breaks through other things. But it's a very, you see this very harsh grid structure. But inside the grid, there's all these organic shapes, sea visions, sea shapes. And then there's the hand pointing up, which is always a positive symbol for me. This was not completely black or white or color. It's sort of a muted color, just a touch of color. So this is sort of a transition piece. This is Bird Dancer, one of my latest pieces. And I did a whole series of dancer pieces. Again, I got the darker, the mahogany woods and the maple woods and maybe some other woods. And I did a lot of sketches, and I worked out the piece. This one was the first piece. I didn't want to put black or white or color on it. Let me just work with the natural woods. And when I saw how that looked, this one's roots, I said, let me try with going with this. This felt very comfortable and felt good. So this came before, and then I did these dancer series. This is called Sea of Life. And this one, this is an interesting story. My neighbor threw out some beautiful wooden Venetian blinds. And I saw the wood out there, such beautiful wood. So I collected all the wood, and it was just beautiful, strong wood, and I made 3 mobiles out of that. And this is the one mobile I have. This one, the Trip Club. I was teaching ESL literacy for a number of years, and just before 2004, when I had this show called City People, this was a tribute to a group of my students that were part of my class, and I used to take them once a month or once every 2 months to a museum or someplace in New York. They were new to this country, so it was interesting for them. They loved the trips, so they formed their own trip club. So it's sort of a tribute to them. They were very exuberant students, and I really liked them a lot. These are 2 more. This is cell phone. You can see sort of a cell phone and all the energy radiating out. And this is Walkman. Again, it's sort of fun with all the colors and the energy. And those were a series of small pieces I did. I think about 5 of them. It's from that City People show. And then this one here is sprouting. If you notice, it sort of looks like new life sprouting up, energy. Again, the color. These are my little medallion arts. I made 25 pieces. Each one is unique and different. You can put them on the wall. You can wear them as a pin, or you can wear them with a chain, something a little different. These are 3 different series I had, but one from each series. This is Dancer 3. If you see a lot of rhythm and energy running through this piece here. This is Dancer 4, again, she's jumping and moving, and this is, again, I try to portray the energy of music and dance. And this one was part of the Sisters series I did. I did Sister 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is Sister 1, which is my Sister 1, who's very, sort of a very aggressive kind of person and bold. And I wrote a little haiku for her. Aggressive and bold, making sure things work for you, nothing gets you down. So she was here looking at it the other day, and she says, well, that's the way it used to be, but I think the personality is still there. Then this is one of my latest pieces. It's called Cello Player. Of course, my father was a cellist, my sister's a cellist. And the cello and music are always dear to my heart. So it sort of expresses the love of a person who's a cello player and the passion. This one is called Dancer Chief. And again, it's part of the Dancer series. I'm trying to express the energy of the dancer. And for this one I say, with his plumes of hair, the chief dances for his mate, hoping to allure. This is Quiet Tranquility, and this is the white-on-white piece that I was talking about when I developed the grid system. It's made actually of 2 parts. But the quiet is sort of the color, the white, the purity of the color, and some of the steadier forms in there. But the turmoil, it's quiet turmoil. The turmoil is all the chaos and things that happen within us. It's quiet turmoil. Oh, this one here, yes. This is Night Dancers 3. Occasionally I try to do something 3-dimensional again. And it's sort of 3, you could see sort of several dancers dancing together in the night, sort of full of energy, and it says, dancers of the night, swaying bodies around you, madness, sad, and gay. Okay.
Is that it?
That's it.
That's it?
That's it. Okay, now it's back to work, back to my shop, back to my sculptures.